Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom, and welcome to Less Than 10 Minutes, Words to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and Yashar'al, of whom I speak, are those who seek to do the will of Almighty Yahuwah, those who accept Yahushua as Mashiach, as Messiah, consisting of both Hebrew and Goyim, or Abri and Gentiles, other nations, made one by Yahushua, our Mashiach. This is a special alert, my brothers and sisters, a special alert. And the title for this one here is the radiation contamination of the Pacific Ocean. Be alert. Shalom, family of believers. There are many of us who may be unaware that the Fukushima Nuclear Plant in Japan has been leaking enormous amounts of radioactive water in the Pacific Ocean. My information is referenced from RT.com, a news site. Again, the Fukushima Nuclear Plant in Japan has been leaking enormous amount of radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean. Additionally, many of you may be unaware that currents in the Pacific Ocean flows towards the west coast of North America, including the United States. If you take under consideration the freshwater challenges along the west coast, this poses a tremendous threat. There are some parts of the west coast that gets its water from the Pacific Ocean that has been processed through what is called a desalination plant, the process for removing the salt. Desalination plants cannot, I repeat, cannot remove radiation from the water. I am compelled to believe that as we move forward into end-time prophecies, we will witness a convergence of man on the earth. I believe that many parts of the earth that outlines where it all began will become uninhabitable. While I cannot prove this belief, what is true is that radiation poses a severe threat to the entire Pacific realm. Google or search Ring of Fire and Fukushima and examine what evidence is visible if you wish. I am one of those who believes Yashar'al will be gathered in these last days, and in the midst of the coming major humbling events, in the midst of the storms, we will receive guidance for our safety. Please keep in mind, I am also compelled to believe there will be martyrs among us who will not be transitioned. I am compelled to believe that a designated number will be used to demonstrate the fulfillment of scriptures. I am referencing two passages of scriptures as well as past behaviors of Yashar'al's plight. Isaiah 11:12 reads as follows, "And he shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al, and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth." That was Isaiah 11:12. Isaiah 43:5-7 reads as follows, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east, and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, who I have created, formed, even made for my esteem." Let us be wise, my brothers and sisters. Although it say all those, be prayerful. It may say call by my name. Be prayerful and study all the scriptures so you don't think that there will not be martyrs. So many times people grab the letter and say, well, that word says all. Remember, the original Hebrew had a function, and that function was for us to look and depend on the Spirit of Yahushua to make alive what he's saying to us. Let him that can receive this pray on this matter for confirmation, for reinforcement. Jeremiah 29:14 reads as follows, and I shall be found by you, declares Yahuwah. I shall turn back your captivity, and shall gather you from all the Gentiles and from all the places where I have driven you, declares Yahuwah, and I shall bring you back to the place from which I have exiled you. That was Jeremiah 29:14. While some might say these prophecies have been fulfilled, there are others who believe they have not. And I ask the question to you, whether they have been fulfilled or not. Could this behavior be repeated? Could we see this same thing repeated if you think the prophecies have been fulfilled? I pray you are able to take these matters serious and begin at the very least discussing leaving the west coast of North America. My count for the west coast of the United States, according to the 2010 census data, is that if a cataclysmic event occurred on the west coast, it would displace well over 47.5 million people. If you wait looking for proof, you may just be at risk of trying to leave an area among millions on top of millions, trying to leave at the same time. Remember, there are 3 critical things we need to live: fresh water, fresh air, and food. In the wake of this Fukushima nuclear plant leaking radioactive water in the Pacific Ocean, it threatens our fresh water and our food. Fresh water and food is at risk and growing due to the radioactive leaks. Are you going to wait for a national campaign before heeding this warning? Think about it for a moment. Are you aware what this could do to the financial conditions of these areas, west coast of North America? Are you aware how many people in control who do not want to jeopardize or be willing to relinquish their position of so-called power and status and would prolong warning populations? Pray and watch. It's your decision. Choose wisely how you respond to these words. I urge each of you to consider passing these words as you are compelled. We are entering some critical times, family. Let us be wise in our day-to-day routines and discover what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying to his assemblies. Be encouraged. The day soon approach when we will meet our Mashiach, our Messiah, Yahushua, face to face. Why do we not ask questions of one another? Why do we avoid seeking whom the Spirit of Yahushua is using to communicate with us, one to another? Nevertheless, our actions or inactions will not stop what's to come. It will not stop the fulfillment of prophecy, of Scripture. Pray and watch, my brothers. Remember, in the days of old, the Most High Father did use watchmen. Until next time, my brothers, my sisters, my family, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom.